Alright, hello. Looks like the stream's up this time. Let me quick make a tweet that probably won't really affect anything. We'll see. Alright, and send tweet. Okay, believe this is a save. I am aware that I'm still in the break screen. Let's see here. Just wait a little bit further. That's what everybody loves doing. Oh great, it's not responding. Here, I'll turn on some music while we wait. I don't really care about copyright. Like, nobody's watching, so. Alright. Here we go. So for this expansion, already messed up my words. For this expansion franchise, we are going to be taking over my alma mater, the O'Connell Falls Panthers. I went to high school there, and I just think it's really funny to have a high school team in the MLB. So our big rival are going to be Durham, the Durham Bulls, and I'll get into them a bit more later. But let's get this thing started. Alright, so the way I had to set this up so I could get the expansion draft going into the 2025 season was a bit annoying. So there are some things like obviously you see these trading block things, but nothing too major. But before I walk you through really the, like, I guess, intricacies of the team, I'm just gonna cover the settings. So I guess we'll start with like the basic game settings. I believe all this should be set up, but I'm just gonna double check real quick to ensure, because obviously I don't want things to be wrong. So we want high injuries just to keep it as realistic as possible. I prefer having personality ratings on the profile just because in real life you kind of know who are like clubhouse cancers and whatnot. I just hate the nicknames, so TCR, I like 125 just because I think it's more fun. Let's see here. Where's a DevLab? Yeah, DevLab I changed to 10 just because I feel like it's not too steep of a difference, but it does allow for like a bit more of a blend between Major League and prospect talent in those. Let's see here. Face Gen. Yeah, Face Gen should be fine. I might do Facebook. I don't know. For now, I'm gonna leave that off though. For AI settings, is about what I like. Yeah, reputation. Oh yeah, these need to be tweaked. I like having it. I think it's more realistic to weigh based off of stats more so than ratings, but I also don't want to like take advantage of that. So I still want that to be decently important. So there's that. Let's see, is there anything else on this screen? Let's see here. I think this is all set up. Might change the expanded roster like later, but for this season at least I'll keep it 28 to keep it realistic. I think this is all accurate. We got options. Yeah, these are renamed. My Hall of Fame thing. I mentioned this in my random debut franchise, but I'm a big Hall guy, so 10 years on ballot. We'll keep that. I am gonna do like a veterans committee, so I'll pick 2 retired players every year, and induct them myself, just because I'm not in like challenge mode or anything. That's the only thing I'm gonna go into commissioner mode for though, and I'm gonna live stream all of these, so you can hold me accountable for that. Let's see here, 66% drop below 20 votes. I didn't touch the milestones. I might tweak it depending on how this first year goes, just because I don't really know how the voting works in 26 for Hall of Fame, in the modern day at least. So let's see here, is there anything else here? Oh yeah, All-Stars. I put 38 just because that's kind of about the average of what it's been the past couple years. So I think it's slightly bigger than the default setting, but with all the pitching replacements that there are, I figured that's a bit more accurate. Oh, not there quite yet. I gotta go manager options. I gotta change this. I just hate getting interrupted for injuries that don't really matter. So anything that really needs an IL stint, I'll be stopped for. Granted, I don't think I'm gonna be simming like super big amounts of time. Just I tend to take my franchises slow. That's what I prefer to watch. So if you're someone who likes the hectic pace, my other series is probably gonna be more for you, just because I'm in 1871 and I don't want to be stuck in the 18th century for weeks. Or not the 18th, 19th century. For here, minor league personnel, I don't really care about. I guess I could play around with the face gen a little bit. It's not really super accurate. I don't know. I don't really care that much. Yeah, that's horrible. I should not have done that. Whatever. Who cares? No one's gonna look at that. I think. Oh, and the news. I want the org just because I don't want to miss like no hitters and stuff. I'm probably gonna ignore most of it. But all right, now comes the time to introduce. So as you see right here, our owner is none other than former MVP vote getter and Milwaukee Brewer Bob Wickman. He is the most famous alum from O'Connell Falls. And I just thought it'd be funny to take his major league salary, which was 25 mil, and triple it as if he invested it and made a couple bucks or something. And that's our budget. So we have $75 million to work with. Yeah, so it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be cheap. It's gonna be rough. I guess I can show. Here's our minor league system. We've got the Cary Dippers, I believe in North Carolina. Cary, North Carolina, I think. Where do I see that? Settings. Yeah, Cary, North Carolina. And then we've got Long Island Swordsman in the California League, which is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure this is just like regular Long Island. Oh, Long Island, Virginia. That's funny. Bridgewater, Massachusetts. We got the Bridgewater Bass. That's probably my favorite of these. I didn't really tweak these all that much. Got the Dublin Irish. I think it's Dublin, Indiana. We got some weird teams. And then yeah, the Las Vegas Jackrabbits. Yeah, I don't really care much about the minor league system. It doesn't really affect my immersion, so maybe in the future I'll put a bit more effort into that, but it's not personally something I'm really looking at all that often. So I guess I can show the coaching staff or lack thereof. I have pending offers for basically the worst people possible, and then the scouting director, but he has almost zero experience. So the way I'm framing it is like this is a guy like fresh out of Yale or something, like the Moneyball movie sort of story with Peter Brand. I don't know. I just, in this game, if your scouting director sucks, like you can't do anything. And there's like 8 really good scouting directors, so it's not really that big of a deal to get a really good one. But the rest I want to build like slowly, because these, while they matter, it's not like you physically can't perform without them. Whereas scouting director, like the Fog of War, if you have a bad scouting director, you know literally nothing. And then I have to assign an assistant GM. So let me quick do that. Who's cheap? Yeah, I'll do Kim On. I don't remember how to actually pronounce her last name, so I apologize if I'm getting that wrong. Let me see if I can penny pinch this a little bit. Alright. Yeah, that position doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, so that's the coaching situation. I guess I can show offer unis. So here's our home. I designed all these, by the way. They're not like the real life uniforms. These are all just originals I slapped together. So these are home. These are our away. These are alts. And then we've got a second alt that I forgot to rename. Let's call it. I'll call it Throwback Thursday because they're pinstripes and it's on a Thursday. Because why not? I mean, it's my team. I'm the only one who's watching. So I'm doing this for me. Whatever. So we got the ballpark. I don't really like the ballpark, if I remember correctly. I'm not really like, if you've seen my other series, I don't really care all that much about the ballparks. I mean, I was in the 1800s and there's billboards, like electronic billboards, so I didn't really put too much thought behind this, but this is what I've got. It's supposed to look like a minor league stadium, basically, because it is. It's got 15,000 capacity. I didn't really have a rhyme or reason for picking that number. I guess I could look into how much the A's get right now. What's their capacity? Because I can change that. So Sutter Health Park can get 14,000 fans. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quick tweak that so that we don't surpass them. I guess I can just I'll go 10K. And as we progress further and further and get a bigger budget, I'll raise it and eventually build a new stadium better. There will be evolution with this. It's not going to be fixed at this just because we're never going to make any money if we only allow 10,000 people. And I recognize that. So without further ado, what I show off our rival expansion team. I mean, there's not much with the branding. It's the minor league team. You know the Durham Bulls most likely. There's the minor league affiliates. I don't know if they have personnel yet. So their GM is Jay Powell. I don't know who that is, being completely honest. Yeah, they haven't hired anyone either. They were probably going to be way better than us just because I'm operating under like financial constraints that I'm restricting myself to. So for this expansion draft, you're not going to see if a guy like Javi Baez goes unprotected because of his contract. I'm not going to take him because it goes kind of against the spirit of the team because we wouldn't be able to really afford him. But we also are probably going to have like nobody that costs anything. So we probably could in the game like manage to afford him. You get what I'm saying. I don't want to take that route. So we're going to be mostly cost controlled players. And if we do have any splash, like slightly expensive guys, they're going to be 1 year rentals that we're going to flip. Like, I don't even know. Like a Quintana, like Jose Quintana. I ran a couple tests. I don't know who's going to be protected, but Quintana slipped through a couple times. So that's the only reason I'm bringing him up. But yeah, a guy like that who we can flip and doesn't like, I mean, he's still on a pretty cheap deal, so it's not really going to affect us. Okay, good. All this is good. Let's see, is there anything else that I have to do? I don't think so. I think we can just get into the draft. I do have a notebook in front of me for roster planning, so if I take a bit without saying anything, it's most likely me plotting out stuff. Because there's 70 rounds, and I don't think that's even enough to really get a full org. So we're gonna have to sign like cheap dum-dums to fill out low A. But if I go through 40 rounds, that's pretty much all the players that I want, So I need to like keep track of what roles I want my players in, because after that, if I were to sim, they're going to take the guys that I was passing on, and they might be highly rated, but not really mesh with what I'm going for. So I will have to take the time to like plot out each draft pick and sort of list out their role in the org so that I can remember for after the draft. So I apologize if there's like gaps in me speaking. But yeah, I put some pretty strict restrictions here. Like, you can protect 40 players, and anyone with less than 4 years are protected. So there's like real bad players here are pretty much who's left. There's not much talent, I'd imagine. But without further ado, let's start. So first things first. Let's see here. I guess the first thing I want to do is how much control. Okay, so he has 1 season, so I'm not going Griffin Canning. Blanco has, I forgot how Blanco is a late debut. So Blanco's interesting. Obviously I'm not going to take him right away though. For catchers, I really prioritize framing. At least in this age. So I'm going to go 65 framing, and there's only one. So that basically rules out catcher being like my #1 priority, because there's not like an elite guy who separates. I guess let me just look at potential. Are these all the 45? Okay, so I'll look at 45 and above for potential. So we got Shea Whitcomb. Utility guy. Good, not great at pretty much everything. Defense isn't great for a utility guy, which makes me hesitant to go forward with him. So Ryan Ward, I believe he was like a Rule 5 guy. Like he was in talks for like, oh, this guy could go in the Rule 5 draft, and I don't think he ever did. But I am familiar with him in real life. Good defense, good pop in the corner, can steal. I do like this. This could be our 101. Personality class kind of sucks, though. It's a bit rough. It's not bad, but it's not a plus, you know. Abraham Toro, better than Shea Whitcomb. So if I were to go to utility guy, I do lean him. That's for sure. I am not familiar with this guy at all. He's injured. I don't want to take an injured player 101. So that's going to be a pass for now. We can look at him a bit further later. Kellen Strom has really, really good defense and base running. Not much pop. Basically, he's a leadoff hitter. I don't hate it. I don't know if it's a 101. I don't think he would go. Sami Ciani's much of the same, if not better. I would say probably better. Hitting is a bit worse, but the fielding is far better, and he's actually at his potential ratings. Whereas Kellen Strom, you're kind of banking on a little bit of projection. Casey Schmidt is just better Abraham Toro. So we've got the 3 levels there. John Frank Salazar, another guy I'm not familiar with in real life. Minor League Rule 5 guy. Interesting. Shout out Isaac Collins. Good arm for third. Can grow into being a good defender. Bat isn't much. Bat leaves a lot to be desired, actually. Aaron Sabato. I recognize the name. I don't know from what. First round pick, that's what it was. UNC guy, that too. Okay, yeah. Not in love with him. Don't really like that. Rafael Ortega, he's injured. Cubs legend. Jacob Nottingham, Brewers legend. I'm very familiar with him. Wish the power was a bit higher. Don't think like I said, I'm not really in love with any of the catchers. We got a utility guy who can actually play like every position. He's interesting. Joey Meneses, well aware of. Iron Man. Did he not? I thought I remembered him getting injured. I could be wrong. I probably am. But yeah, he's basically a DH, first base DH, exclusively. Like, it says 50, but his ratings suck. I don't really have faith in him being a good first baseman. Eduardo Lopez, I mean, there's just other guys have shown more. Jake Holton is kind of the same thing as, what's his face? Meneses, but with a bit lower on him. Heineman, I do like. If I were to go catcher, it would be Heineman, probably. Cam Devaney, Brewers org legend. Yeah, he's just a power middle infielder to me. I guess he could play first. He's got good personality ratings. That's good. I'm just gonna speed through these because I can kind of... Mike Brasso, Brewers legend. I'm curious if he's got platoon splits. Guess not. I just remember him in the Brewers, on the Brewers, having like really big splits. I think I'm gonna target center field first. Let me look more. Trying to keep an eye out for my... Oh, he is here. When I first brought up the idea of having this, I joked that Joey Wiemer would be 101 because he's my favorite player if he's unprotected. So what I did right there was I figured I'd just look to see, because he is 26 and he's not really great, so I figured there was a chance. And I do like his ratings. He's got really good personality ratings. I do have to take these with a grain of salt because I don't have a scout. But OSA at least has good defense as well. Okay. We're going to be bad the first year. Most of this draft really isn't going to matter. So I'm going to take the guy that I believe in. You can hate it. You can do whatever. Let's see here. Tentatively, I'm going to have him in right. That can change. But Joey Wiemer is officially an O'Connell Falls Panther. All right. So, let's see who gets drafted. So there goes Canning. We weren't going to take him anyways, so we don't really care. Porter Hodge. Is he... He's hurt, right? Oh, he must have been hurt in real life. I don't know why they're taking relievers. Whatever. Okay. I think now I'm going to probably bounce that just because I do really like Blanco. He's got good ratings. He's got good stamina. He's got so much control. So even if he sucks, we've got a couple seasons to really see if he can do anything. And then we can potentially just flip him with control. I really like that. Let's see here. Do we want to go for Heineman? Who's the other catcher that looked good? I'm trying to remember. Was it Duran? Yeah, Duran looks pretty good too. Let me compare him and Heineman. So, Duran actually has better power ratings. These are pretty much the same rating. Like contact and BABIP, they kind of do the same. Duran's really good against lefties. Let me look at their fielding. I want to say Duran just kind of sweeps. Oh, Heineman actually has 60 framing. Infield arm is nuts. So he can kind of play everywhere. Let me look at Heineman's service time. Okay, so he is actually expiring. Whereas Duran, I assume, is not. Yeah, I'll take Duran. This might be a bit of a reach, but getting my pick of the catcher when a lot of the other positions are kind of, they blend together, you know? Alright. Made it official. Sean Reed Foley is gone. Another reliever. Hudson Head. I don't think I'm familiar with him. Oh wait, he was that the Adam Frazier trade? Let me check. Because I think he was with Tucapito Marcano in that trade. Apparently not. So he was in the Musgrove deal. Interesting. The Musgrove and Lucchese deal. Oh, I should have seen January of 21. I think Frazier was trade deadline. I think it was still 21, but yeah. Anyway, we're up. Might try and get our shortstop. See, like Jose Iglesias is a maybe, but like 3 million might be pushing it for what I'm willing to do. I really like Casey Schmidt as our shortstop. Let me I don't usually like doing like fielding rating at a position, but it's a quick way of just getting stuff down. Who are you? Interesting. I mean, you can't hit. Amaya can't hit. Homer Defo. I mean, I feel like the problem here is kind of nobody can hit, you know? So what am I really looking for? Like Nick Allen? Nick Allen has some potential. Logan Davidson from the A's, yeah. He's like a true util guy. Really good at a lot of places. Interesting. Garrett Hampson. I mean, I would only get him for his speed. See, a lot of these guys are this exact same build. Tyler Wade is one of the better ones, I would say. But he only has 2 years of control. I think I'm going to go Casey Schmidt. Just because the bat looks so well-rounded. Yeah, I'll go Casey Schmidt. And, oh, I guess I can double it up. Like, Hampson's a free agent after the year. Tim Anderson? No, I'm not getting Tim Anderson. Maybe a corner outfielder. Oh, Ryan Ward. Yeah. That would have been bad. Like he was... Oh, Justin Foscue. Of the Rangers? Yes. See, a lot of these guys are from what, like 2020, that was the year I got back into baseball, like full swing. So that draft, and 21 especially, I'm familiar with a lot of those guys. Even if there were nobodies, like they stick out. Let's see here. Albert Almora. Yeah, he's like, he would expire, would he not? Maybe not. Oh yeah, he would. I think. Good defense. I don't think it's a bad pick. He'll probably end up being like a 2-war player just off the defense alone. I just don't know how much you really get out of the bat. Maybe as like a leadoff guy, he'll be fine. But let's see here. What position do I want? Oh, I've not even been. Oh wow! Thank you for the raid. Oh my goodness. Hello. Was not expecting this. Well, for those joining, this is my first attempt at an expansion franchise in the modern day. I typically play historical saves. So I'm also like brand new to streaming. So apologies for any like technical difficulties and stuff. But yeah, so I'll do a quick little brief rundown. So we're the Panthers. It's a high school in Wisconsin, and I just thought it'd be funny to have a high school team. Oh, fictional league with 20 teams. Wow. Yeah, that sounds like a lot. Online leagues with like scheduling and stuff sounds. $2016. Wow. I think I picked up the game in 21, I believe. Yeah. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna pick up one of these util guys again. Like who? Cam Devaney stood out, I remember. Three times a week. Yeah, that seems like a good pace. Wow. Thank you again for the raid. That's this is kind of nuts. Oh yeah, I gotta update my planning sheet real quick. So let's see here. Schmidt. I think I'm gonna pencil in Schmidt at probably second for now. Try and get maybe a Nick Allen for short. And then yeah, Ryan Ward, you can play left field. Okay, so I'm up to date again. Maybe I just go Nick Allen here. Where was he? Right here. Like to avoid K's. He could be a good leadoff hitter. If he's not, we can kind of just move off of him because I believe probably hits ARB. Oh no. Yeah, he probably hits ARB after the season. So if he sucks, we can just non-tender him. But worst case scenario, he just shifts to like a defensive bench guy. Yeah, I'll take Nick Allen. Kevin Biggio. Lots of projections still. I don't love that bat though. Good eye, like if I see good eye, I need it to be like supplemented with something else though. It's kind of tough to succeed with just that, especially with our lineup with nobody really commanding much attention. Hold on, let me fix these positions real quick. Oh, I'm listed as a bull still. Oops. There. So Weimer. Oh, I have Weimer at right. And then Schmidt at second. Yeah, okay, so that's right. Let me just do that real quick. Back to the draft. Is there a first baseman that really stands out? Got any power? Drew Lugbauer. Don't love that avoid Ks. I don't recognize this name. Yeah, it's just not somebody that I would be familiar with. Derek Hall I recognize. Not very interesting. Michael Chavis. He has a lot of service, so if he does make the team, it'd probably be a 1-year thing. Don't love that. Sam Huff. I feel like I remember his arm being better than a 60, but that may also be based off of like his old prospect status. DJ Stewart. See, this is what I'm talking with the eye. Like, at least he's got that power, which makes me want him more than Biggio. But Biggio also at least has versatility and like, I guess the stealing's not that bad, but like the speed kind of makes me want to go into a different direction. Tristan Gray. This might be our first baseman. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Tristan Gray at first base for us. Oh, and they already placed him there. Perfect. Pencil him down. This is actually my second day streaming. I streamed twice yesterday. I usually only go for like 2 hours or so. Yeah, I don't really have a fixed schedule yet. I'm a college student. I just got off of work last week, so I've got a week gap before classes begin again. So I'll probably have a more consistent schedule once that sets up, but yeah, a little bit here and there, kind of. Oh, pitchers. I gotta get pitchers. Toro went. Oh, I do like Toro. See, I just don't like the projection here because I'm kind of banking on the versatility instead of like knowing it's there. Max Kranick going kind of sucks. Stamina's not great. I appreciate that. Yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, I still have batting ratings up. Wrong tab. Okay. So Edwin Jimenez. I have seen this guy pitch in person several times. Um, he actually, Edwin Jimenez took a no hitter into the 7th inning for the Tim Rattlers once. That game was awesome. I think Ben Metzinger hit a 3-run home run. I believe Metzinger is out of affiliated baseball now, which is a bit unfortunate, but we've got some guys here. I don't want to take any injured players, and I don't want to take any big contracts. So Sugano, like, that's off the books. Senzatella, that's not happening. Like Taiwan Walker, he's not even going to be a good pick, but like, I feel like it goes against the spirit of the sort of franchise that I'm building to take big contracts right away. I keep seeing Balazovic, I think. I used to say Balazovic, and someone corrected me, so I believe it's Balazovic. I could be wrong. Kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. Not sure how I feel about that. Diaz is kind of the same way. Balazovic does have the velo. Let me look for high stamina guys. I remember Jason Alexander had like a 3-game run with the Brewers that was just nuts, and then the rest of the season was horrible. Let me see. Yeah, 5.4 ERA. I wish I could get the splits for that, but someone on Brewers Twitter said something like Jason Alexander will be a top 10 pitcher in the league, and I remember that was so funny. Brandon Young, he's fun in real life. He took was it a perfect game super far or something the other day? Not the other day, but like a week ago, a couple weeks. I don't want to draft him based off of just that. Let it cloud my judgment. Eventually I gotta just make a choice, right? I think I'm gonna take Balazovic, and hopefully by the time he plays a game, I'll know whether or not I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Who does our scout want us to take? Elvin Rodriguez. I mean, his ratings are fine, but it's a 1-year deal. He has to perform so that we can trade him. That's kind of how I see with this. And with a 3-pitch mix, no real standout personalities, which is kind of a good thing, because then it means we don't have to suffer if we trade a leader. I'll think about it. Who else is here that's kind of at least interesting? Kyle Hart, I recognize as a name. He's from Korea, right? Or not? I'm thinking of someone else. I thought he was a guy who went to the KBO for a bit. I don't know. Tommy Henry from Arizona. Just not in love with that. Gibson, how much is Gibson even getting paid? I keep glossing over Easton Lucas, who doesn't look that bad. He has good stamina. I don't love the control with like fly ball. It's kind of scary. I'll go with my scout on this one. Well, my scout. As you can see, I don't have a scout. So, I don't know who's giving me these recommendations. It must be coming to me in a dream or something. But, Jordan Balazovic. I also forgot Ronald Blanco. But, so, 2 more pitchers to round out the rotation. I'm only going to write down like the guys I plan on having on the 26 man. And then we got Elvin. Okay, let's see here. So Mark, I did want this guy because he had the good framing. So that kind of sucks. And Waldron, who's hurt, so I don't really care about that. Makes me think I did lock out my catcher. Never mind. I forgot. So what do we need? Do we just get the starters out of the way? Because I feel like waiting on relievers is definitely the move. Because I feel like a lot of them are so interchangeable. You can just DFA, keep sending them down, and it will make a little difference. Let's get batting ratings. David Fletcher. That's funny. What are his actual like batting ratings? Not horrible as like a leadoff guy. He's interesting. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, his defensive ratings are really bad now, actually. That kind of sucks. They're not horrible. It's just the range is bad, probably because he's a pitcher. All right, take care. Yeah, thank you so much for just being here. Like, that's awesome. You have a good one. I think I'm gonna keep an eye on Fletcher. Hope he doesn't go. I just don't want to take him here. I do like Creedler. Is it Creedler? I know he played for the Tigers last season. I will learn these guys' names if they are long-term fixtures on this team. I'll take him. I like the defense. Not really sure where I'm going to play him yet. Probably slots in at third for now. Just because he's got such a good arm. I think that's where he played for the Tigers, did he not? Center field. Oh. Interesting that they don't have that listed as a position for him. Interesting. Yeah, that kind of threw me for a loop. Not gonna lie. So let's see here. We got 10 in the org. We got 16 left before we start just really going willy-nilly. I'm gonna skip this song. There we go. I guess we can look at the outfield again. Who was it from before that was like super interesting? Was it the Siani? I can't recall. Kellen Strom, that's who it was. Like that looks like my Jose Azucar, I recognize the name. Strom has 0 service time, which is definitely a plus. Celestino. I knew I recognized him from something. He was in Presley trade. Jahmai Jones, Brewers legend. I will point out I'm a Brewers fan. I will point out any former Brewers and former Brewers farmhands. Yeah, I'll go Kellen Strom. I did not think about handness, but I think we're fine right now because Ward is a lefty. I think Gray is a lefty. What is Casey Schmidt? I think Casey Schmidt bats right-handed. Let's see here. Yeah, Casey Schmidt's a righty. So we're not totally overloading any side, which is how I like to play it. So I don't really have my stadium designed for a certain handness, so maybe down the line we do that once we get more funds in fiction. Because that's going to be a big theme, is like growing not just the success of the team, but like the franchise, you know? Slowly getting better coaches, slowly getting a better stadium, you know, increasing the budget slowly. I just think that's a bit more interesting than like picking Nashville, doing the Nashville Stars or something, and just like having a good budget and everything, having like not so restrictive protection lists. Like I want it to be difficult, and I want it to be a long process because I have the patience for it. So why am I the Bulls again? Oh, I'm not. Okay. So Celestino goes. Cam Devaney, right in front of us. Unfortunate. Do I go backup catcher here? I don't think I've looked at this guy. Let me just put my filter back on. I'll drop it down to 60. Okay, 60 has a ton. So it is just everybody a 60 and nobody's a 65. That's unfortunate. Makes this not really something I want to target right here. I like Zavala a little bit. I think there's too many guys who are similar to where I don't feel compelled to make a decision. So maybe I'll look back at starters for a bit. Wrong tab. There. So Brad Keller's got really good movement. He's on a minor league deal. He would be a rental. Ground baller, I like that. I think he is probably going to be our vet gamble. I guess he's only 29. I kind of forget how... Yeah. I think that's going to be our like main trade chip gamble is Keller. I guess we do already have Elvin, who is also expiring. But I have a bit more faith in Keller, like, being serviceable down the stretch if we don't trade him. Because we can bring him back. Kyle Nicholas, he throws gas. Yeah, we're going to take Nicholas, and if he doesn't work out, we can just convert him to reliever. And that... he should be a good leverage reliever for us. I like Kyle Nicholas a lot in real life. It's just unfortunate. It feels like anytime it seems like he's gonna finally get a chance to like do anything, he gets hurt. But I also, that might not even be accurate. That's just what it feels like. I can't say I really keep too many tabs on Kyle Nicholas. See, I like the profile for Naquin. It's just this is the problem. Like a minor league contract, he's gonna expire. I don't know what the market is for. Like he has to really perform for him to have much value at the deadline. It says we have 2 relievers. I don't intend on having them start out as relievers. That should fix it, I believe. Yeah, there we go. So we've got a rotation, tentative rotation. Jay Groom, why do I recognize his name? Hosmer trade. Antoine Kelly, he won Brewers minor league pitcher of the year and then got traded for Matt Bush. Fun player, maybe a late round swing to turn him into a reliever, but I think we're going to try and round out this bench a bit more. Okay. So Mike Brasso's still here. I don't love the contract. That's the problem. I think I might just have to take a decision or make a decision on one of these like utility type guys like Whitcomb and Castillo. Was it Garrett Hampson's there too? Biggio, Chavis. Like, there's so many of these guys. Austin Barnes, isn't he making like, yeah, $3.5 million? That's not gonna happen. Master Buoni. Tyler Wade. No power at all. But like he can play anywhere and he can play anywhere well. That's fine. So Tyler Wade has bench spot 1. I do need to get a DH at some point. I mean, it doesn't have to be a strictly DH, you know, but someone who I can pencil in there. They're recommending this. I'm not taking an injured reliever. Not this high, at least. Let me look at first base types and look at power. So I did bring up how I didn't hate this. Good work ethic. I don't really care about loyalty. I just don't like the avoid Ks. I'm a bit concerned about that. Although, if he's just like Chris Carter, is that really that bad? We'll take a swing on him. We'll take a swing. So we should have like a full lineup now. All right. So Quincy McAfee and DL Hall. That's annoying. I don't think okay. That's one where I think the Brewers probably should have protected him. But I also understand it from the perspective of just how much pitching they have. I wish I would have seen I did say I don't want to draft injured players, but he might have been an exception to that rule. Oh well. So we got 11 more players to go. We've got our full lineup and a bench guy. So we got 10 hitters and the 5 pitchers. I'm going to save all the relievers for the end. I'll just do a run with them all. Don't love Fitzgerald. Cool story, like in real life. I just don't like his ratings in game. Luke Williams. Wonder what his pitching ratings are. He pitched a ton. That's actually awesome. Yeah, why not? I'll take Luke Williams. Used to love using his, I think he had a silver in MLB The Show, like a Tops Now thing for BR. So I basically just have 2 Tyler Wades on my bench now. But hey, that's fine. Okay, they still want me to take this Austin Pope guy. I would rather have a depth outfielder. Jahmai Jones. I mean, he's just not a center fielder. So I don't know. Hunter Bishop. This might be a name value thing. Just because, use a first round pick. Yeah, 10th overall. I like him as a 4th outfielder. Profile's a bit just too well-rounded and not like good enough in any area, but the defense can kind of supplement that, and he's got 0 service time, which is something that can't be said for like Albert Almora, who went way earlier. I just realized my VOD isn't gonna have any like of the chat featured, so I'm just gonna be like talking to nobody. That's fine. So I got 3. I believe I got 3 hitters to draft now. Jacob Junis, Brewers legend. Eric Yang, yeah, Cincinnati. I really don't know what to go after here. I guess I could go backup catcher again. They kind of made their swing. Martin Maldonado. Wow, Julio Rodriguez is right here from the Mariners. Can't believe he's just right here for the taking. It seems like a steal. So Banuelos just seems like a slightly... Nah, I don't like the avoid K. Peyton Henry, he was in the Brewers org, right? Yep, John Curtis trade. Good eye, good gap, or good enough gap. See, for a backup catcher, I need like good defense. So would I rather have the power guy in Hudson? I think I go Hudson because he's got the leader, and he can be like a sneaky pop backup catcher, which I don't think is the worst archetype to have. So that should be, let's see here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. That should be all our position players. No. Never mind. Wait, no, yeah. Because then we got, 5 pitchers. Okay. We can probably take one more, but I'm gonna start loading up on relievers. So I'm gonna set a filter so that their salary is less than 2 million. I'll probably still rule out those who are like in that 1 million range and try and go on minimums, but this just gets rid of like the Kirby Yates and those sorts of guys. Because I don't think that's like even Keegan Aiken. I guess I can always just look up these pronunciations. Let's see here. Oh, is it Akin? Aiken? I think it's Aiken. I just realized I don't know how to read phonetic pronunciation guides. Efros is injured. Not Trevor Rogers. That would be awesome, but Trevor Richards was in the Adames trade with Willie Adames to Milwaukee. Good changeup, that's about it. He's on a minor league deal. I think he's like a safe, this guy's gonna perform this year for us sort of pick. Don't really know who's closing, but we'll figure it out. Alec Marsh goes, he was hurt. Jeremy Rivas. I don't think I ever looked at this guy. Just a pure upside swing. Caleb Bauschle, Wisconsin native. Got in a couple games for us a couple years ago. Julian Merriweather just signed with the Brewers a couple weeks ago, I believe. Why am I still looking at batting ratings? Didn't Dakota Hudson retire? I feel like I remember that. Jeffrey Yan from Colorado. I assume it's pronounced Craig Kimbrell. Craig Kimbrell is interesting because he is on a minor league deal. That's a fun narrative. Get him to 450 and maybe beyond. Because that's the milestone he's on, right? Yeah, 440. He's 10 away. This is going to be a storyline pick. It's going to be expansion team takes Craig Kimbrell so that he can get to 450. I'm going to pick him. I don't think he's going to perform well. Control's bad. Movements regressed. I mean, he might not be horrible, but I don't think he's going to be like a great pick, and he doesn't have the longevity that makes him like a valuable pick, but he's fun. And this first season is going to be all about being fun, because another thing I forgot to mention. If we look here, if we look to info, where am I looking? Is it meet the team? No. What am I looking for? History. Might be in settings. I have no idea what I'm looking for. There we go. So we have no market, we have no fan loyalty, and we have no fan interest. So Kimbrel, I didn't look at his popularity, but I imagine he's got good popularity. And like I said, building the city in addition to the team is part of the narrative of this save. I keep coming back to Brian Hudson. There's just something, I mean, he was a brewer, so that's an obvious thing, but I really like this, and I think it'll play. A worst case scenario, he has like no service. So worst case scenario, he can just chill in the minors. I do think he has like one option year left, but that's fine. Relievers are so volatile. If anyone performs well, they're probably getting moved. That's just how it's gonna be. Yeah, that's just how I play this game. I don't hang on to relievers. There goes Kean. Yeah, I mean, I probably could have afforded that, but Oliver Ortega. Oh, he was hurt. This is McCaffin? McCoggan? Only a control guy. Or any of the... Casey Lawrence. I didn't realize he was 37. Wow. Are any of these guys like able to mix this control with anything else? Got a little stretch here. John King. I mean, their pitch ratings are really bad. Easton McGee. He's a Nashville airport legend. He is constantly getting shuffled up and down. I mean, Taylor Clark. Brewers farmhand legend. He was hurt like all year with us. And then the Royals just signed him back. Joey Estes. Sean Jelly. I don't want to take him. Evan McKendry was in the... What trade was he in? Oh, this is going to bother me. Was he Alex? No, he wasn't Alex Jackson. Who did we send to the Rays? Oh, did we just get him for cash? I apologize for being so scatterbrained, but this is just how I am. I think he got cut by us this year too. Yeah, he's in Charlotte now. He was the Alex Jackson trade. I feel so accomplished with that. Eli Morgan. Don't love extreme fly ball. Let me look at just ground ball guys. So John King shows up again. Cody Hoyer. I like the velo. I don't love just the ratings kind of just being whatever. Ooh. Apologies for the yawn. I like Taylor Saucedo. I think I'm going to take him. He's not an extreme ground ball. And he does only have 25 stamina, so he's probably going to be like a strict, like, one inning guy, but I like the ratings, and I like the 4-pitch mix, I think it was. Oh, I should probably pay attention to handness in this pitching staff, right? It's probably a good idea. So, probably don't want to take two. Might have to take a lefty starter. And yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to move Nicholas back here for now. And we'll have a lefty starter to break up that train of righties. So let me customize, let me add. Miscellaneous, right? No. Throws. Okay, so we got our lefties here. Wade Miley is hurt for 3 months, so he's not an option. Why do I recognize this guy's name? Definitely wasn't the Luke Jackson trade. I'm not that much of a sicko. He was probably in some Pirates Brewers game. Let me just make sure that they're like actual starters and not like swingmen. So you've got basically 5 players here. We got Wes, who I just don't like his ratings. We got Jonathan Diaz, who I don't hate his stuff. Doesn't excite me. Tommy Henry, I probably have. Yeah, Jonathan Diaz is neutral, so I have him over Henry. So, Easton Lucas. Yeah, Easton Lucas is the move. Because he's got the velo. He's a fly ball guy. It's between these two. Lucas has good stamina. I don't like the fly ball. I guess I have good defensive outfielders though, so they could probably chase it down. And here I'm a bit concerned just with the velo, whereas with Lucas I'm concerned because fly ball. They both have about the same amount of control, and the ratings are not as good. I think I'm going to take Diaz. Back-to-back Mariners taken by us. Let me quick tweak Kyle Nicholas. All right, there. It's on the notebook as a reliever now. Huascar Ynoa, Luis Ortiz. Do you have Tommy John in real life? I don't think he had Tommy John in real life. I think that might be that might be the gambling stuff. That might be how they classify it. I don't really know. All right, so our starters are good now. Again. Probably slate it something like this for now. So realistically, like, I mean, let me look at these lineups. I think we have enough position players as is. Every role is kind of filled. We got 4 guys on the bench. Yeah, I think we just keep going pitching. See if there are any velo freaks that we can get, like Michael Kopech. I'm just not gonna pay that. Alcala, I'm not gonna pay that. Nick Birdie, take a swing, see if we can do anything. I'm fine with that. Trade him if he's good. Sure. I still want us to take this Austin Pope guy. Eduardo Nunez. He was in the Mason Miller trade, right? Or was he in one of the other trades? Yes, he was in the Mason Miller trade. Preller just trades everybody, so control's a problem. Velo's fun. Control is a problem. Carlos Hernandez, you were a Royal, were you not? Yes. I don't love it. Ryan Stanek is going to be too expensive. Yeah, way too expensive. Huascar Brazoban. That's a pick. He is getting traded. That's another trade bait pick. I mean, it sounds kind of bleak. I'm just drafting these guys and immediately talking about how I want to trade them. But hey, that's the business. Tyler Alexander, Brewers legend. Gave up like 90 home runs this year. Angel Chevy. Love that control. You can be our last bullpen arm. Alright, I'm going to quick set up the org in hopes that they don't mess with it once it's set up like this. So we've got this. I'm fine with Rodriguez. I want 5th. Brazoban. Sorry. That's Kimbler's. You can be the stopper. And you can be a stopper. That's fine. Use you more often. Avoid high leverage just because I worry. I thought his home runs were bad. I might just be thinking because I watched Brian Hudson give up a ton of home runs. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm just skewed in my head. I forgot he got claimed by the White Sox. Yeah, I mean, he didn't give up home runs with us, I guess. Whatever. Okay, good. This screen is not getting messed up like it was for the last, like, franchise. So from here, it's just going to be anyone I think can be good depth. I'm not really going to debate between players because, quite frankly, I don't think I need to. Brasso, I don't want to pay. I'll take Trenton Brooks. This, I'm going to speed run through this. Jemai Jones, Yuki Matsui. So, with the increased injuries, I do want to pick up a lot of pitchers. So, Justin Verlander. Again, that's different from the Kimbrel because I just can't afford the 18 million or whatever. I'll keep the just salary cap there. Alright, run Marinaccio. Why not? He's ARB eligible. We just non-tender him if he never shows up. Diego Castillo. Good enough. It's depth. Dickie Lovelady, sure. Caleb Bouchley. Heineman, I don't want to pay a guaranteed contract for a guy that I view as a minor leaguer. So Hagen Danner. I believe he was a Blue Jay, right? Oh, Mariners. Okay, he was a Blue Jay. Past tense. Brandon Young is gone. I'd rather have a pitcher. Justin Lawrence. He might actually crack the big leagues with us. He's a bit expensive, but I really like Justin Lawrence. So I'm kind of going back on my salary rule, not taking Iglesias. Alright, we can take some players again. Jacob Amaya, injury replacement, defensive guy. Why not? Sami Ciani, same thing. Perfect, fine with that. Dietrich Ends, Ryan Thompson, you're a sidearmer. Big sidearm guy. In real life, like Eric Yardley, 2020 Brewer, my goat. Nick Gordon, former first overall pick. Sure. Right, first overall. Remembering that correctly. Oh, he was 5th overall. I'm thinking of Tim Beckham, I think. Let's go back to the pitchers. Let's go back to pitching ratings. Jason Alexander as a depth starter. They just drafted the same guy twice. Here I'm going to take the swing on Antoine Kelly. Colby Allard. He's got high stuff. Jake Cousins. Brewers legend, injury stash. Why not? Jeffrey Yan, I'll take a chance on. I mean, I'll take a chance on that any day. This is like the utility guy I hate, where he can kind of play everywhere, but not really. Like, no, you can't play everywhere, actually. You can pass everywhere. Yeah, we'll pick up the backup catcher, or the depth catcher. Who has the best framing? I always forget that they don't have that listed here for some reason. Like, why? Okay. Let's sort this by age, just so we can whittle out like 1 year guys. I think the move is just Peyton Henry. Hayden Cantrell, Brewers farmhand legend. Same thing with Yanni Hernandez. Believe he was in AAA for us. At some point. Yep, right there. Cantrell can steal. Wish he could do like anything else in the game, but from Madison's kind of cool. Tim Herron was here. Control must have been why you didn't get protected. Like, I don't know, that seems kind of odd. So pick up Kyle Hart now. Who's Garrett Hill? Just when it feels like I've gone through every single player, like there's still some players that are surprising. You expect to be in the majors, but he's on a minor league deal. I love Wade Miley. I can't do that though. Like I can't guarantee that once he's back from injury. It's just irresponsible. I think I'll take a few more picks, then hand it over and set up the org and probably call it. Is a bit late for me. Let me look at specifically third base rating. Like I said, I don't typically care about this, but I want someone who can play like third well. Maybe that's not restrictive enough. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. There. So I've never heard of this player. Just can't hit. That's kind of fun. Like Wilmer Defoe, he's a major league player. Good arm. I'm going to take a chance on Strumpf. Nottingham goes. I'll take a fourth catcher. That's fine. I don't really care about the framing for this one. Just not a guaranteed major league deal. Yeah, that's fine. Ripken Reyes. Excuse me? That's sick. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna auto draft from here. Alright, we'll see what it does. That's so annoying. So that's extremely frustrating. Now I gotta spend all this time fixing this. Okay. So that's your Brasso. I don't think we ended up actually wanting him, right? Yeah, round 61. You can chill in AAA. Nick Gordon was a depth guy. I guess we're DFAing him. This is very annoying. If they get claimed, they get claimed. It really doesn't matter. Lawrence, I guess, is going to have to be up here. Marinaccio, we drafted to go here. Verlander. I'm just going to try trading him back to the Giants. Because that's the really big problem here. Like, I can live with Heineman, because, again, I'm just kind of being cheap. Just give me nothing. I don't really care. Here, I'll retain. This is so annoying. What do you mean you need more? I'm retaining all of the money of a player I didn't even want. Okay, I'm going to use my Commissioner Mulligan just to fix this. I'm just going to reassign him. That's all I'm going to do. Because he should not be on this team in the first place. So I'm going to pretend as if he never got drafted. And I don't think that's overstepping things, you know. Editor. You are now a San Francisco Giant. I will delete from the player history. Right there. Perfect. The other players I can live with. That one was just really egregious. There. Like, let's see here. We did end up taking Pope. Whatever. Like Espinal. I'm gonna DFA him. Like, probably release him. Corey Lee's in AAA. Heineman's gonna have to get DFA'd. See, I don't really care about DFAing these guys because they weren't in my long-term plans. Nick Gordon, a little bit, kind of sucks because I did draft him, but I drafted him as depth. Espinal, okay, I can just option him. Kyle Hart was also not in the plans. So see here, Jonathan Diaz, you're supposed to be up. Who's missing? Kyle Nicholas is up. 6 guys are somehow missing. I guess I'll just have to look for them all individually. I'll just go alphabetically. So you've got Weimer. Where's Rodolfo Duran? That's who we're looking for, the catcher, Duran. Right here, so you're up. Casey Schmidt. It's right there. Ryan Ward is here. Nick Allen I saw. Tristan Gray. I don't think I saw him. Tristan Gay's right there. Blazovic. Renault Blanco. Brazovan. Chavy. He's missing. Where is he? Right there. Kreidler. I put Tyler Kreidler. It's Ryan. I don't know why I put Tyler. Elvin Rodriguez should be here somewhere too. Right there. Kellen Strom I saw. Brad Keller I saw. Nicholas I called up. Tyler Wade. It's right there. The Drew Lugbauer. Our DH. Luke Williams is right there. Hunter Bishop. I forgot he was actually like a serious option. Joe Hudson. That's our backup catcher. Trevor Richards is right there. Kimbrel is there. Brian Hudson is here. Saucedo. Well, we're at 26. So it should be right. Jonathan Diaz. Nick Birdie is missing. So somebody is still not supposed to be here. Justin Lawrence. He's replacing Birdie. I can live with that. That's fine. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna make a quick foray so I can sign some just really low rated guys to fill out my minor league rosters. Try and mix up some positions. Doesn't really matter. I don't like using ghost players. That's just personal preference. Alright, offer minor leagues. And then do the same with pitchers. Okay, actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do I'll do control is less than 25 and just offer all of them. There's still too many. I'll add stuff is also less than 25. Still 175. Movement. We got 50 players here. That's enough. Alright, our minor leagues should be fine. Now time to fix pitching. So we got Jonathan Diaz. We've got Blanco starting like this. No, like that. Yeah. We got Kimbrel closing. Brazoban as a stopper / closer. Saucedo can be a setup or a stopper with setup. Avoid high leverage with Lawrence because he's a ground ball guy. I don't want him giving up like with a guy in second, giving up like a ground ball to advance. Kyle Nicholas can be the long reliever. Chavi can be a setup guy. Perfect. Lineup wise, let's just generate and see what it's got. I view you as a DH. I don't want you playing the field. You can actually play first. My apologies. When did I draft Tristan Gray? 7th round. Oh, okay. He was in the... What trade was that? Corey Dickerson? With Daniel Hudson? I don't even remember Daniel Hudson on the Pirates. Is that a different Daniel Hudson? What? I have no memory of this. Like, I know all the rest of this. I have no memory of Pirates Daniel Hudson. Huh. Learn something new. That's why I love this game. Let's see. Tyler Wade's a lefty. I think I want to at least try and get this guy in against righties. So Schmidt can play second against righties. Who Strom feels like the best leadoff guy. Not so much with the eye. Who's the best eye? I guess he is the best eye. So I'll move into the season with him at leadoff there. I mean, Kreidler, he's only there for defense. Allen's only here for defense. Weimer has nuts defense. I like the bat though. I think the bat can do something. All right, let's move a day. All right, so all of our really bad staff members. Oh, our scouting director didn't sign on, I guess. This will be my splurge. Eric Barrett. Increase the money. Yeah, okay. So we got all that. Now we're at good. League baseline is 9 million, so that's what ours will be to further handicap us. Same thing with player dev. Like, this is the baseline, that's going to be what we've got. Our free agent will just do 1 million. That's all we can spend. That might be too much. I don't really know. I'm a bit inclined to sign Justin Verlander after this season if he doesn't retire. Just because just because he's kind of in the lore now. What am I looking for? Right here. Okay, good. We've got league and org, as I wanted. Oh, we're pushing 2 hours on this stream. Stay respectable on the field. Yeah, Bob, I don't know if that's going to happen, but you are a part of some shitty Brewer teams, so he's understanding, though. Maybe we can get a good prospect at the deadline. Alright, we did get our scout. So the first thing I'm going to do is select a few of our controllable guys, some of our younger guys, to see, why are you a starter? No. Let's get some more info. So these are going to be our scouting report guys. I just don't like getting blown up in the emails because it's annoying. They both passed through waivers. Perfect. That's where I wanted them. We got any egregious... Like, I don't want to rip someone off. I'll listen. Like, what are some things we can get for Espinal? Because, like I said, I don't want to take advantage of the fact that I wasn't going to sign this guy in the first place, or draft this guy in the first place. So in theory, he shouldn't be on the team in the first place. So I don't want to just, like, take, I don't know, Alex Freeland or something. I only bring up Alex Freeland because I think it was a test save of this where I traded Kimbrel. Or not Kimbrel. Who was it? It was a reliever. It might have been Brian Hudson, but I traded him for, like, Alex Freeland from the Dodgers. There's nothing, actually. Interesting. Oh, I didn't mean to do prospect package. My bad. Well, no one offers anything, so we'll probably just non-tender him after the season. Or, I mean, we might give him some major league run. But, yeah, that'll do it for this episode. We're at opening day, and it is quite late. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say. Thank you all for watching. That was amazing. Still a bit surprised. Yeah, this is really cool. All right, take care.